What's going on, everybody? It is your humble YouTube live stream host, Tim, back with another stream. And I just want to say, first off, I literally was damn near dozing like you see me in the thumbnail. And I was debating. I said, do I just want to be lazy tonight? Like I've been the past few nights? Do I just want to be lazy, really accomplish nothing, watch some gameplay videos? I don't know. Maybe hop on Whatnot later. Or do I want to hop on and talk to the peoples? And I said, I'm going to hop on and talk to the peoples. And then I got tired again. But eventually, my desire to interact with y'all won out. So here we are. And we're going to talk about, I experimented with about like 10 different thumbnails. And that was the one that made me laugh the most. And that's kind of where I am these days. Whatever thumbnail makes me laugh, I post it. We work from there. I was thinking about tired, sleeping. I was like, let's talk about sleeping on our dreams. You know, I don't think we can ever talk too much about getting the life we want. I feel like that should be a topic we talk about until the day we die. You know what I mean? Like we should always be talking about that. Or it should always be somewhere in our mind. Like it should always be fire burning inside of us. You know, it may not always be a bonfire, but there should always be like a campfire somewhere inside of us burning while we're living to try to have the life we want. So we're going to talk about that. Let's say some hellos real quick. Easton, how you doing? Lonely Girl TV. First B. We'll give you first. We'll say it was a tie. What up, CM? Lene checking in. How you doing? Rain. Pee Wee Herman checking in. Hello. Amanda down under. Hi. How you doing? Princess Jasmine. Hey Tim, long time no see. I've been here. Where you been? What's up? We back. Let's talk. Mel's popping percussion. I said, I appreciate your content. It's so empowering while grounding. Super helpful. Thank you. You're welcome. And thank you. A lot of people saying it's been a while. I'm glad people coming back through. I'm glad people are coming back through. I've been here. No, joking. I have been doing some other stuff and haven't been streaming as much. So it's good to be back. Good to see you, 80. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, no, I was on Retired 2019. How you doing? I was on Amazon last night looking at some shirts. But I put it in your cart, and then like if you come back later and still want them, buy them. So one of them I think I'm gonna buy. Yeah, but I held off. I said nope. We only buying stuff that we really want and like we have a reason to buy. But there was some nice shirts. So I like to have a lot of the stuff I buy is for YouTube because I do realize that YouTube is a visual medium. So I think it works better when you have a decent variety of shirts, possibly. I mean, now the OGs know for years I've worn the same shirt. I got a blue shirt in there. I feel like I've been wearing for forever, but I think it works sometimes when you switch it up just a little bit. Nothing wrong with if you got the coins and you want to throw a nice shirt on, nice fit on, nothing wrong with that. I'm learning. You know what I mean? There's that balance between like not getting out of hand with your spending and then not being so overly frugal that like you won't buy yourself new clothes. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. We're learning that balance. 842. I appreciate you saying that. Said your authentic self inspires and calms me. I love when people say that. That's one of the highest compliments. Like if me just sitting on here, turning these cameras on and talking can help like calm, bring a calm into people's lives. I'm all for it. We'll sit here and talk all night. I've always said like Alan Watts always did that for me, continues to do that for me, his recordings and speeches and lectures. And so I'm like, man, if I in any small way could do anything like that, that means the world to me. So I appreciate you saying that. Confessions. What up? How's the seasonal work life going? So yeah, I didn't really tonight. I definitely just wanted to hop on, talk, see what everybody was doing, stay awake. Way too early to go to bed. So, but I worked. I, yeah, like I was like, man, I worked way too hard for it to have been a Sunday. And I got home, I was like, man, I work hard today. Like I was working at work today. I mean, I work every day, but some days the job is easier. Like today I worked. So, but I was like, I ain't going to bed. You know, we got a few more hours before, go back there to the bedroom, crawl in bed, and I want to earn my sleep. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. The season of work life's going. The lifestyle's fun. Nice, nice. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Trying to check. Hold on. Let me see. Ba-da-da-da-da. Okay, I was just checking on my chat options. Feel like I didn't. Sometimes I feel like I don't. I'm in a hurry to get the stream going, and sometimes I feel like I don't always do all the things I need to do in preparation. Like that's why I was drinking water 10 seconds into the stream, because as soon as I started, I'm like, dreams. Are we still sleeping on our dreams? I don't know. I feel like this topic, even me who firmly believes in, how's it going, Sky? Even someone who firmly believes in this topic, I feel like it can start to sound cliche because everybody talks about dreams. Live your dreams, go after your dreams. And I'll admit, sometimes when I say it, I'm like, damn, does that sound cliche? But like, what else is there to say? Like, how else can you say it? You know what I mean? Like, it has to be said. Until the day that like all of us are living exactly the life we want to be living, or going after our dreams, or achieving those dreams, like it has to be said. So even if it sounds cliche, even if it, I don't know, it's almost hard to describe. Hang on one second. Oh, I'm drinking a strawberry lemonade kombucha. This is not the brand I typically enjoy, but it was like $1 cheaper. Okay, y'all know me. I'm with that GTS Living Foods, but this one was like $1 cheaper. I went to a different grocery store today, so I was like, hey, GTS, I love y'all, but and I checked the size. I was like, they both 16 ounces. I gotta go, and I don't typically drink this flavor, so I was like, all right, let's try a little kombucha. Just trying to get worked up, get the energy, get the energy. Now I'm doubting that thumbnail. I'm like, Tim, you should have put a different thumbnail on there. People gonna think you're gonna be sleeping the stream. Anyway, what I was saying. Oh boy. How did I know? We got one already. Not even 8 minutes into the stream. We got a little draconian. Are you gonna be like a valued member of the chat and the stream, or is this like trolly behavior? Before we even get into it, like if you want to talk, we can talk about this type of stuff. Like, do you actually want to talk about this, or is it like trolly behavior? 3 hearts. Okay. Not sure what that means. I will say this, like if the grid goes permanently down, well then we'll just have to figure out how to live with the grid down. I don't know. Things like that don't worry me. You know what I mean? Like I did a short the other day. We're humans, we adapt. If the grid goes down, the grid goes down. Like our ancestors didn't have a grid. Like everybody was off grid, and they made it to where we are now. So if the grid went down now, why couldn't we just get back to living like they did, and bring the grid back up if we wanted to? You know what I mean? So like, Honestly, I think, and I understand having questions and maybe having some fears, but I honestly think that one of the reasons we don't do more of the things we really want to do in life is because we spend so much time fearful and dwelling on things that might happen. What am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? We spend so much time like looking at things through a fear lens that we don't. We're spending so much of our time and our power, like in our mental energy, trying to figure out what we're going to do in these worst case scenario situations instead of spending that same time and energy like enjoying and appreciating and growing and moving forward in the reality that's actually happening, in the life that's actually happening. You know what I mean? It's just like instead of like, okay, this is what's going on right now. What do I want my life to look like in the current scenario that is happening? And putting all our time and energy towards that, we just totally bypass the abundance, the prosperity, the amazing life we have now. And we start spending all our time and energy worrying about what we're going to do if whatever's happening now gets worse. We're going to figure it out. That's what we do. Like, all these situations people ask me, because I mean, when you're on the internet, you get asked a lot of this stuff. And I don't mind when people ask from a place of like genuinely concerned about something. But when people just come up with these crazy hypotheticals, I'm just gonna get through it. And if I don't, I'll die. Like I don't like I don't know what else to say. That's all I got. That's all I got. What's up, Michelle? Nina said, "What did you think about car van life in 2026?" What do I think about car van life in 2026? Nino, I think it's still an option. I think it's still an option. There's still thousands of people doing it, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people doing it. And I think if it's something you're curious about, try it out. Maybe not go full-fledged into it without, maybe taking a practice trip. Go out, sleep in your car, sleep in your van on the weekends, take a week off work and make yourself sleep in your car the whole week. Practice, test it out. But I think it is a mainstream option that's here to stay. In the future, hopefully, we figure out, housing and rent and all that stuff to a point to where like it's just as affordable to get a nice apartment as it is to live in a van. But we're not there yet. So I think even in 2026, it's still popular and a lot of people are doing it. Jay Spacio, I probably said that wrong. Let me just say 1212. First comment here. I understand your point of view. Thank you. God is good. I think life can be stressful, but I think we've made it seem more stressful than it is. I think, things like the news and stuff people are talking about and just the way we've kind of been programmed to look at the world, like life has this level of stress and then we've added like this much to it. And I think even with realizing that life can be stressful, even with realizing that like bad things happen, even with realizing that like, you're going to have bad days, you're going to get sick, even with realizing that one day you're getting up out of here, I think we can make life less stressful, like seem less stressful just by cutting out like the unnecessary stress. I think a big portion of our stress takes place up here and a lot of that's unnecessary, So it's like, we can all accept that like life is stressful, but it can seem less stressful if we cut out like that unnecessary stressing. If you can just accept that like this is life and lots of good stuff happens. I mean, all of us can look at all this amazing good stuff we have going on in our lives. All this amazing, wonderful, abundant, prosperous stuff that has happened in our lives. A lot of times we have decent lives. Sometimes we have really good lives, but we just spend so much of it focusing on the one or two bad things that happen. You know how many days we've lived on this planet where nothing bad really happened? Just think about it. The average day really nothing happens for a lot of us. You know what I mean? But like the slightest thing happens and we freak out. Oh, life sucks. Da, 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 da. It's like, bro, you had a whole week of amazing days, and then on Saturday you got a flat tire. Suddenly life sucks. You know what I mean? It's just like I think a lot of it is our thinking, though I don't think it's our fault. I think we were programmed. People around us acted that way. You know, that's all we've ever seen. You just think it's normal. It seems normal to hate life. It seems normal to think life is suffering, right? But like that's not normal. Think back to when you were kids. I always say you're never closer to enlightenment than when you're a child. Think back to when you was a kid. Like when you were a kid, even if you went through it, you fall down, you broke your leg. What are you trying to do 2 days later? You know what I mean? As soon as you can, like when you was a kid, fall down, break your leg. Yeah, you cry then. As soon as they put that cast on, you get back home, a couple of days, you try to get back outside. You try to hang out with your friends. Remember when we was kids, no matter what happened, like if we had to cry, we cried. If we did, we had to do. And then as soon as possible, we was right back trying to do kid stuff again. It didn't phase us. We weren't like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. Nah, things happen. When you're a kid, things happen. You deal with it best you can. You keep it pushing. The older we get, though, when we become adults, I think once we get more of that indoctrination in us, suddenly life is suffering. Woe is me. It all sucks. But and it's just like I think we can have that same childlike mentality of just like, hey, as much as possible, I'm gonna try to like live my life. And yes, there will be times when we cry. You know what I mean? But it's just like, hey, there'll be times when we're down. There'll be times we don't want to get out of bed. I tell you all the time, I have spent my time curled up in the fetal position crying on the floor. I've spent my time not getting out of bed, not eating because of a broken heart. You know what I mean? Just I've had my illness. You know what I mean? So it's like that stuff happens, but we can have the attitude of like, hey, as soon as I get over this, I'm getting back to it. And we could see those times as just a part of life, not life. You know, I think most people think that like the negative, bad stuff is life. And it's like, honestly, if you tracked it, for most of us, there's way more good things happening, way more good days than bad days, you know? And I think the more we think like that and the more we focus on that, the more good days we even start to have. Because a lot of those days that were in the middle, now we'll see them as good days, you know? So, yeah, that's the way I try to look at it. Deciduous, what's up? Facts. Yeah, I like the way you put that. 842. We steal from the present to pay a future that will likely never come. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Nino, I think they will try to pass laws, and I'm sure they will pass laws, but a part of me feels like it's unenforceable. Here's the thing, too. They have to catch you. Not saying break the law, you know, but like if you're living in your car, you can just drive to a city where they don't pass that law. Now, I understand like if you're living in your car, but you have a job, you got to be in a certain city. Um, you know, but I don't think it's going to be something that A, they're going to be able to really enforce all that much, and B, I just don't think it's going to stop people. You know, because there's a lot of people, sadly, like who have to live in their cars. You know, so that doesn't worry me all that much. I mean, of course, I'm not living in a car van, but I just don't. I'm not as worried about that as a lot of people. You know, I mean, there's lots of cities and towns in America, and I've been to some really nice towns that had no problem with it. Is hey, you got 48 hours in a spot, 24 hours in a spot. You just have to move on after that. Greg Powers, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, good to see you, my friend. Super Chat Squad, Greg coming through, just dropping a bag of cash off. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Greg. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let me give you some more love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, the building. Thank you so much, Greg. That's love. That's abundance. Say abundance, and it appears. Thank you, Greg. But yeah, I would definitely do my research about my surrounding areas. But yeah, I think there will always be lots of cities and lots of places where you can park and like you won't have no problem from the officials. John, how you doing? Miss Underhill, good to see you. John, first live you could tap into for a while. Nice. We here. Good to see you. Zimuko. Yeah, yeah. It's for a lot of us, the 9 to 5 just just doesn't feel right. Sometimes we got to do what we got to do. I'm a big believer in like use the system to break free from the system, or you could say use your 9 to 5 to eventually get to a point where you don't have to work a 9 to 5. So sometimes we got to do what we got to do, but that doesn't mean we have to accept it. Say, hey, for the I don't like this corporate thing, and if something else comes along, I'm doing that, or okay, I'm gonna do this for 2 years, and I'm gonna do this. Like we could be planning and scheming and have things going, and I think that makes it easier to do what we got to do. If we're just like, oh, I got to work this job because like, I think a lot of people just, once again, we focus on negative. I have to work this job because I got to pay the bills. Blah, blah, blah. But if you're like, hey, I'm working this job because it allows me to pay my bills and also it's giving me, the finances I need and the time I need to do something better. And you don't even have to know what the better is. When I was meditating, I'm trying to get back meditating every day. Because I'm like, Tim, if you know what you should do, and you have the ability to do it and you're not doing it, then that's on you. So when I was meditating this morning, that was one of the things. I was just sitting with some of my goals. Okay. I think a lot of times, and I'm the worst of this, I have a goal and I spend all my time trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it, even though I have no clue. Right. Right. And today I was just sitting with some of the goals and I'm like, it is not important for me consciously today to have figured out the path, right? I just need to know where I'm going. It's kind of if you're planning a trip. Hey, I want to go to London, England. And then you just start doing what you can, which now planning a trip is a lot easier. But still, like in order for you to say you want to go somewhere, say you want to go to Ireland, say you want to go to I don't know. Anyway, I was trying to think of a. Wow, my recall is off today. I know the I know the place I'm trying to say, but I can't bring the country up. Anyway, I tell you I'm tired. I worked hard today. I worked hard today. Um, so yeah, it is not important for you to immediately know every single step of how you're going to go somewhere in order for you to start working towards going. You just have to need to have the desire. I want to go here. With our dreams and things we want to do in life, though, I think we feel like we have to have that figured out. In order for us to be able to say, oh, I'm going to do this, people immediately like, how are you going to do that? And then we do that sometimes. Oh, and that's why you'll see us be like, you'll say you want to do something, and then you immediately go, oh, I can never do that because we don't have the solution right there. But you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a goal and it's something you really want to do, and it's like bucket list type stuff, we have the rest of our life to figure it out. You know what I mean? So like the moment I decide, like, bro, like I really want to do that. I've always wanted to do that. At that moment, I think it's more important to sit with the belief and just reinforce that it's something you want to do and it's something you're going to do and get ourselves to a place where we actually believe it. I think that's the important part. Once we get that, once we're like, all right, I'm doing it. It's kind of like with a trip. How many times you like, oh, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go there, and then one day you're like, nah, I'm doing it. I told grandma I was coming to visit for 3 years, I'm going. And then you do it. I think it's the same with our goals and dreams. Like if we can get to a point to where we get ourselves to believe we're gonna do it, then we'll start figuring it out. And subconsciously, I think pretty much anything we want to do, our subconscious mind remembers everything we've ever seen, heard, smelled, tasted, took in any form. Like once the belief is there and your subconscious is like, oh, like we're doing this, then I think it starts taking over and it starts working. But like just getting ourselves to the point where we can actually believe that we're actually going to do it, I think is probably the biggest step, one of the biggest steps. So like, yeah, when I was meditating today, I was just trying to sit with my goals. I'm not trying to figure them out. I'm not taking steps. I was just enjoying the thought of knowing I'm going to do these things. I was like, yeah, that'll be really cool. That's going to be really cool. But how are we? We don't need to figure it out. Just enjoy. that it's going to happen. Okay. Got some more love in the chat. Delando Head. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. That is love. Thank you. It's been a while, Tim. Glad you're still spreading the positivity. Oh, yeah. On my first van road trip of the year, send a prayer for your boy. Definitely will. Where's my pen? I'm writing that down after the stream. Hold on, let me writing it down on my pad. Send that prayer up for you. I got you. And have fun. That's awesome. On a van road trips that is one thing I do miss about having a car. I don't really miss having a car much, but I do think about some of the road trips I took. And road trips are a vibe, man. There's something. Road trips are a vibe. So enjoy yourself, have fun, and we definitely gonna send them prayers up for you after the stream. I'm writing down all the prayers this time. Write them down. And I appreciate that abundance. Thank you so much. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. Keep us updated if you want to. Wilkins, Super Chat Squad. Thank you. Super Chat Train. Not much here, but glad to be here. It said, I'm not much here, but glad to be here. Hey, we're glad you're here too. I appreciate that abundance, but more importantly, we appreciate your company, you being here. It's putting that positive energy out there. It's all about that energy, us coming together. So thank you. I love and thank y'all so much for the positive energy y'all give off, but like the updates and the hellos, and it's just amazing to see everybody's okay and what everybody's doing and what we're going through. Even sometimes when we're down, we pray for each other and we're there for one another, but it's also really cool on the back end of it. 2-3 months later, you check back in. It's like, oh, figured that out. So like that's why, like, a lot of times when I always feel bad somebody's going through something, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, bro, I can't wait until they back up and they check in with us again. I'm already there. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one when they swing back through in July. So okay, where are we at in the chat? John, how you doing? Living simply with balance, Moose Man, is your only dream. Hey, dreams ain't got to be complicated. Just want to live a simple life. That's a good one. Society tries to make it a hard one, but that's a good one. I'm just gonna live a simple life from here on out. Just live a simple life. Life Lessons with Jan says, Stoic philosophy encourages us to embrace the present. The past is gone, can't be undone. The future is the unknown. When we dwell on past and future, we miss the present, the now. Exactly. The past is in your memory and the future is in your mind. You know what I mean? Like, they don't exist. So yeah, we just enjoy the present. I think you can plan for the future, but that's why, like, I don't understand why a lot of times we're so negative about the future. It hasn't happened yet. You can make it whatever you want, right? It hasn't happened yet. So you can make the future in your mind whatever we want, right? So, like, why do we spend so much time worrying about the future? You can literally make it whatever you want. It's in your head, which is why I think it's good to keep other people's opinions of the future, especially negative ones, out of your head. But because there's a lot of things you never even thought of. And then someone will say something, and all of a sudden you're like, what? Oh, no, my head, my future. I make it whatever I want. RJ, how you doing? Oh, Dogs and Braves. Just gave notice to your job of 18 years last week. Wow. Just time to go. Dogs, you just had to get out of there. I respect that. Good luck with whatever road you take next. Nice. Excuse me. Wizard, what up? Good evening. Oh, Adam, I love this. Said, I left my job, decided to spend time traveling, like you always say, have money saved, and it's been great, but I'm getting hit with severe anxiety, being thrown off in new places. That does come with it. As someone who has social anxiety, I understand that. Yeah, and I think over time, I know I had to learn how I travel, so I had to learn what works best for me. I'll give you an example. People rag me about this all the time. When I go to different countries, I get my food delivered most of the time. Now that I discovered Grab and Uber Eats works, I was down in Mexico City using Uber Eats like it was going out of style. Um, but that's because one of the areas where I travel, where I got the most anxious, is hard, even here, even in the States, places I'm living, it's hard for me to go in like new restaurants. You know what I mean? By myself. It takes a lot. I'll walk back and forth by a restaurant about 8 times before I go inside. They think I'm coming in to rob the place. This dude just keeps walking. He's scouting the place out. And so like when I would travel, that would be I literally would walk for hours and hours and hours trying to find a restaurant that like I physically go into, that my anxiety didn't just kill me. Now I've learned I just sit in my Airbnb, they bring me the food. You know what I mean? And people rag me, oh, you're going out to another country and you're not getting the street meat and you're not doing you're just sitting in your room eating. Yes, because that works for me. And there's other things I've learned that like it may not seem the normal way to do it, but in order for me to still travel, which is something I love to do, I have to do it my way. Um, and perhaps someone who doesn't have anxiety like I have or you have might be able to do things differently. They might be able to go to a ton of new places. You might be like, all right, I can go to, maybe you need to stay longer. You know what I mean? Maybe instead of like, oh, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there, maybe it's like, okay, I go one place and I stay longer than most people might, because yeah, going to all these new places is throwing me off. Whereas, okay, this place is new to me. Now I might stay here for a while till it's not so new. I can enjoy it, and then I'll move on. So you know what I mean? But yeah, it's there is a level of anxiety, especially if that's something you have to deal with, that comes with travel. But I've tried to learn how to do it my way, in a way that doesn't get me just so anxious. And then sometimes there's just times where I'm like, nope, not doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, nope, nope, not doing it. And I don't see that as a failure. It's just like I do the stuff I can do, but sometimes it's no, So good luck. Good luck. I know you're gonna figure all that out, Adam. I know you are. No, you are. And appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. Miss Underhill. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad in the build. Good to see you. I said good luck with whatever road you take next. And same to you. Thank you, and same to you. I think that's a great greeting in general, or like when you're saying goodbye to somebody. Good luck with whatever road you take next. And because I like that, if you say that to someone, it implies that they're going to be doing something different soon. I like that. I need a sign or something above the door, so when people leave, no one comes to visit me. No one comes over. But that would be cool. That would be cool. Good luck, whatever road you take. I like that. I'm gonna start saying that to people. But thank you, Miss Underhill. Thank you. Thank you. I really like that, because it implies you're taking a road, you're taking a trip, you're doing something. And I think get your mind, like if someone says that to you, you immediately are like, what road am I taking? I like that. I like that. Thank you, Miss Underhill. Thank you so much. And everybody, appreciate that abundance. Thank y'all. Oh, John, you applied to work on a cruise ship? Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. One of your dreams. Oh, good luck. There's a young lady I follow on YouTube who just got a job singing on a Disney cruise ship. So she posted a video. Looked kind of cool. Oh, Moose Man did 4 years car life. Enjoyed it. Nice. Sergio, I'm the coolest engineer you had the honor to work with. I'm not an engineer. Did you mean to say engineer? Yeah, I'm a little confused. But thank you. I'll take the compliment. Take the compliment. You don't have to understand it. Take the compliment. Thank you, Deciduous. Miss Andre about to go on a road trip. Nice. You're welcome. 842. Do I go out every day? What do you mean? These days I go to work. And then on my days off. I don't go out when it's been a very mild winter here in Montana, but when it's snowing and stuff, I don't go out if I don't have to. Um, but yeah, like I don't go out like to the club ever. But I try to get out the house every day. Yeah. Army Marines doing a little minimizing slowly for the summer. Okay, okay. Yeah, learn as you go, make changes as necessary. Yeah, and I think that's life, right? I think that's life. Giving ourselves the grace to learn as you go, you know. And if you mess up, oh well, switch that up. I think that's life. And when you have that mentality, you're not worried about it. If I need to know it, I'll learn it. Sometimes, yes, you'll learn it the hard way. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you learn the easy way. Nobody ever talks about that. You know how much stuff in life we learn the easy way? You know how much stuff in life like messing up was actually a blessing? It's like, well, yeah, it's just like, okay, we don't have to pressure ourselves into being a better person or learning more or growing. Like it doesn't need to be pressure. I think not only, which I think hustle culture is kind of eased back, but I think this like self-improvement rah 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 culture is on the rise, you know, to where it's just like people feel like they have to get out there and fix their life, and if they take a day off, it's a problem. Like it shouldn't, in my opinion, like it shouldn't. It should feel good. Growth, life change should feel good. And yeah, sometimes you got to do things you don't really want to do, but like you shouldn't feel guilty. Like, oh, I'm such a piece of trash because I didn't do it. No, it's like okay, I say I'm gonna get them go to the gym. I get them go to the gym. If I miss a day, I miss the day. Like you know what I mean? Like it should. I don't know. It should be. It should flow like water. You know what I mean? Like it should. When I really start getting deep in my mind, I start less words, more gestures. Y'all know the OGs know. OGs know. Hey, Alvin Anthony, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. Thank you. Today's if you don't mind, do you believe in the global flood with Noah and his family protected by the flood? Why or why not? I don't mind at all, Noah. Alvin. Wait, it was a hard day at work today. Y'all got to bear with me. I might flub some words. I'm tired. I don't know, Alvin. If I'm being honest, um, I honestly haven't taken the time to go back through like a lot of the stuff in the Old Testament and figure out what I think is really going on. Whether I actually believe it or not. And there's a part of me that I don't know if I ever will, because it's like if there's some inspiration I can pull from that story, I don't know if I need to believe it or to believe it definitely happened the way it said it happened, as opposed to like, oh, if there's a some knowledge to be had or something to be learned, you know, from that story, and it's like all about trusting in God, trusting in a higher power, things of that nature, then it's just as good, like whether it happened or not, if I can learn from it, I think that's okay. Because I don't know how I could ever prove whether I believed it did happen or it didn't. The Bible is one of those books that is like belief. People like faith. You just got to believe it. So I'm like, I don't know if I need to know to learn from the parable, if that makes any sense. What about you? Do you believe it? Derek, you feel the same way about eating at restaurants alone? I'm not the only one. Yeah, Scott, like it hasn't, we get all worried up about stuff that hasn't happened, probably won't happen. And then also, I mean, you can use that as far as too, like if you're going after something and you haven't achieved it, just hasn't happened yet. Waiting on it. It's going to, but also we can use it on the other side. If it hasn't happened yet, why are we worried about it? You know what I mean? Like that's actually a good one both ways. Rebel, what up? You start implementing your dream tomorrow after work. Nice, nice. Let's go. Let's go. Come to Albania. They love Americans. Really? Okay. Put Albania on the list. Albania. Do the women love American men? Is what I need to know. Do they? That's what I need to know. But 409 days. Nice. Ooh, Miss Underhill says, I enjoy living in a college town with pizzerias and small Thai and Indian places where it's totally normal to dine alone. Nice. A friend of mine sent me a video of like this introvert restaurant in China. And like you go in and you really don't talk to, you have your own little booth and like you don't even really talk to a waiter or waitress or nothing. I think you fill out a paper and you slip it through the slot and then your food comes and I was like, man, that's we need to go there and go together, then sit in separate booths. But I was like, man, we need those in America. That's always been an ideal I had um, for a restaurant to where it to be like totally private. It's like you come in and all the booths are like private, and you never see anybody. Like you can choose whether you want to interact with the waiter, waitress, or not. Kind of similar thing, especially these days with computers, you know. But yeah, it'd probably be something on your phone. You just do 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 do. And yeah, just a restaurant where you never interacted with anybody. Definitely no other patrons. I would love that. I'm surprised we don't have more of those in the states. Skate says I'm not a believer in religious stuff at all. Personally, respect that. Respect that. Mooseman, oh, you're Robert Rom. Oh, I did. I probably have you told me that before? I probably forgot. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Sometimes with the name changes, I'll forget. If they're not similar, I'll remember it now. But if sometimes they're not, I'll. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you. Thank you. In your 20s, you want to travel, but afraid of how the parents might react. Uh, I'll say this, James. If your parents aren't, if you don't need anything from your parents other than love, okay? If your parents aren't paying your bills, you know, things of that nature. I mean, of course, as a child, you want your parents to agree with the things you're trying to do. You don't want to like hear their mouth if they don't. But like, if you're a grown up and you're handling business, doesn't really matter how they react. You know what I mean? Like, if you really want to do something and it's not illegal, and you're not asking them for the money to do it. I mean, I would explain to them what I want to do and why I'm doing it. But I think the day comes when you just have to say, hey, mom, dad, this is what I'm doing. I know you don't totally understand it. You might not like it. So that's why I want to tell you exactly why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. And if they don't like it, you're an adult, you're grown, you're in your 20s. Like and I think that's a good like time to learn. And it's a good positive way in which to learn the lesson that in life, there will always be people who disagree with you. There will always be people who don't get it. There will always be people who have something to say about it. But like if you're standing on business and doing something you really want to do and it ain't bothering nobody and it's not illegal and there's nothing wrong with it, sometimes you just got to do it. And honestly, like if you have like decent parents, they want you to be happy. Now, they may have a path that they think works best for you to get to that happiness, but if you take a separate path and it still leads to happiness, they will be happy. So I think that's why a lot of times explaining what you're doing is helpful so they know you're just not going off and acting crazy. She's like, no, like this is something I really want to do. These are my reasons, boom, boom, boom. But ultimately, it's your life. And if you start a trend of not doing things because your parents don't like it, you will be living under their shadow the rest of your life. And then you'll start to resent them because the older you get and the more you look back to the things you wanted to do that you didn't do because mommy and daddy didn't want you to do it, the more you won't like mommy and daddy. So I think you're actually doing everybody a favor when we do the things if we have good reason. And once again, if they're not hurting nobody and positive things, I think we're setting a good trend, but also like it's helpful to the whole dynamic of your parent-child relationship. I think when your parents see that, like, oh, my kid has ideals of her own, has ideas of his own, and can go out there and do the things he or she wants to do, and they're fine, they're okay. All right, maybe I can ease up, But yeah, I think in life sometimes we're going to end up doing things that other people don't understand, you know. Hey, Montoya, that is awesome. I got to read this one. Thanks to your videos, I finally got out from under my expensive Denver apartment, put my stuff in storage, and rent long-term Airbnbs, saving myself $900 a month. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. Very few people have chimed in about the Airbnb hustle. So I guess it's not a hustle, but yeah, I don't. Thank you, and that's awesome. Glad to hear that. Yeah, $9 a month. That's some change. That's some change right there, boy. Saving $9 a month. You up? That is awesome. That is awesome. Glad to hear that. That's another one. I just want more people to realize, like, this Airbnb thing. You can find the right one. You can save some money. Not to mention, it can allow you to live in places where, like, maybe security deposit and rent, getting into an apartment is very hard. It's a lot of money up front. So I'm always telling people, like, hey, this Airbnb thing could allow you to move or live in certain areas, certain places that you might not be able to do it if you do it the conventional way. Airbnb, you just need that first month. That's it. Next month roll around, you need, what I mean? Like, you don't have to do all that other stuff, application fee, all this other craziness. So glad to hear that, Montoya. Glad to hear that. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. Thank you. What up, Doopy? Sean checking in. Say private boost, might as well stay at home. I mean, actually, and this might sound crazy, like the introverted social anxiety people like myself will get it. Sometimes you're tired of being at home, right? And you want to go out, but like, I don't want to be around other people. That's my thing. I love being out and about. And sometimes I don't mind being around people. But I know, for example, I might just want to try a restaurant. Hey, I really want whatever food tonight. But when I go to the restaurant, it's packed full of people. I'm not going to go in. But if there was like a private booth where I could just go in and sit by myself and nobody could see me and I could try these fire wings I heard about, I would go. Or even just like, even if I could kind of low key overhear, but no one could, like, it's just weird. Like, yeah, private booths, I would go out to eat all the time. I just don't like seeing other people or being seen a lot. So yeah, which that probably doesn't make sense because there's lots of people who like going out and they like the ambiance and they like the crowd and they like looking over at the other table. Oh, what is that you're eating? I'm not one of those people. So yeah, and I know my other introvert people get it. Okay, this. Okay. Now people are just asking crazy questions. Dupe, you're not doing too good. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that. What we got going on? If you want to share. It's gonna be an interesting transition, Skate. Yeah. Back to Alaska. North to Alaska. North to Alaska. Okay. Dreams reveal your psyche and unresolved conflicts. That's what some people say. I don't remember my dream, so I don't know. Rich, you are absolutely right. This too shall pass. means that the good times will pass too. You're absolutely right. Totally. I think about like, I that's something I think about a lot is like, and that keeps you balanced, right? Because it's like the bad times pass, the good times pass. Now, I do think life is more good than bad. So I think ultimately you're gonna have more good happening. So even if it passes, it comes back around quicker. But it's just like, yeah, that's why we have to enjoy life, right? That's why we have to enjoy the moment. If you're up, enjoy being up because eventually, and like I said, I think the good lasts longer. I think the good comes back around more. But like, if you're up, one day you might be down again, or you're going to be less up. So enjoy the up. But you don't have to fear the down because that's going to pass too. And you're going to be up again. You know what I mean? So, like, that life is cycles. I've been saying it's cycles. And once you understand that life is cycles, you can enjoy the up, enjoy the good without fearing, even though you know ultimately it's probably going to go away or some or lessen. That doesn't have to worry you because you know it'll come back around again. You know what I mean? So it's like that. That's you're absolutely right. This everything passes. Life passes. All the more reason to enjoy it as much as you can enjoy it. Like a lot of times people are up and they so worried about being down they can't enjoy being up. Nah, when you up, enjoy being up. When you're down, try to get back to going back up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that knowing that this too shall pass means everything passes actually is a good thing. That empowers me. As opposed to being like, oh man, that means the good's gonna pass through. No, it comes back around. It's a cycle. It's all a cycle. Everything's like the economy is a cycle. It's like life is. It's all cycle. It's all cycles. Well, that's another one. Yeah. Greg, I appreciate you asking people to hit the thumbs up. Thank you. We're at 86. Was that 14 more to 100? It's 100 is just an arbitrary number. I do think it helps the algorithm some, but we good. Oh, Monica said thumbs up as soon as I enter the room. Thank you. Oh, where am I in the chat? Here. Oh, okay. Mo Power. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Did I miss a comment? Everybody's commenting on something that I didn't see. Interesting. Ryan, what up? Thank you. Bernita, good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Mike 01 Davis coming through with some love. Appreciate that, my brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, appreciate that. Appreciate that. So what's up to my chat? I joined Delta with you. Hashtag only fly Delta. Joined Delta with you. Tried flying with Spirit and they charged my flight twice. They changed my flight twice and I missed my flight. Never. I'm telling y'all. Sorry to hear that happen. Sorry to hear that happen to you first and foremost. But if that's what it took to get you on that Delta train, a Delta plane, I guess I should say, we gonna turn lemons into lemonade. But yeah, I it's like, yeah, I know there's other major airlines out there that might be as good as Delta. I don't know, but the reason I always talk about Delta is because I have flown so many flights and the service has been good. At the end of the day, they have good service, and I'm always hearing horror stories about other airlines, especially like the really really cheap ones. And I'm like, hey, if we gotta fly Frontier, but I've seen Delta be pretty competitive, and that's why I'm like, hey, they got good service. The people pretty friendly. They almost never hassle me about my bags and all that type of stuff. The only times I've had issues with Delta, they fixed it. So, and I'm sure there's some people who've had bad experiences on Delta, but I'm just like, for the amount I've flown Delta in the past 5, 6, 7 years, it's typically a good experience. So that's why I'm just like, hey, I'm only going to fly Delta look into it. So I'm glad you joined the Delta plane, Mike 01 Davis, and I appreciate that love, the abundance. Hope you're good. Hope the fam as well. Yeah, that's crazy. Change, like, for them to change your flight and you end up missing it is a problem. Like, if you're gonna change my flight, change it to something I can make. This is this is this is what I need from you. If you're gonna change my flight, change it to something I can make easily. Let's add that too. I don't need to be running. I don't need to be that guy running through the airport. So that's crazy. But yeah, try Delta. Try Delta. They take care of you. They take care of you. And always good to see you, man. Thank you. Joseph, okay. Cut out some bad financial habits, moving forward with paying off debts. Nice, nice. Nova, I'm all for van life, off grid life for people who want to do that. I'm all about exploring alternative lifestyles, alternative types of living. We don't have to all follow the status quo. So yeah, I say go for it. Hey, Faraj, congratulations on the 83 days. Nice, nice. And I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. Also, Alvin, you believe in the global flood? Okay, okay, nice, nice. And I think I like the fact you've done research. So you did your research and you're like, hey, I believe in it. I think that's important, to truly believe. Sometimes if you're questioning, I think research helps. Dan, I pride myself on being a bit of a motivator, but I don't know if I have any motivation for that, just because I never went to college and got a degree. So I don't think I would be the right person to motivate it on that, because I've never done it. But if that's something you really want to do, I think sometimes in life in general, whatever it is, sometimes our motivation dips or declines. That doesn't mean we can't still do it. We just have to keep doing it, one foot in front of the other. Just keep doing it. And then sometimes our motivation comes back. I think we go through funks in life. Things happen, but it's like we don't always have to be motivated at the highest level to do it. Sometimes we just got to keep getting up, going to class, doing what we're doing. And then hopefully whatever is holding our motivation down passes, and then we're back to it. If it's something we've decided that we're doing, sometimes we just have to do it unmotivated for a little bit, till our motivation comes back. Hopefully. Okay, we're not doing this. Hold on. I got to put somebody in timeout, folks. Respectfully, people, if you're just going to come in the chat and quote scriptures without putting anything else with it, it's going to be a timeout or a block, respectfully, because that's not like saying anything. Like, Ryan said, get cash flow completely in order or take the leap to quit the 9 to 5. The problem with that is, with the cash flow completely in order, is what does that mean? So I think a lot of people never take the leap because they never think they have their cash flow completely in order. Now, if you have a set thing that you're like, okay, I'm working towards this, I'm gonna get this amount, then I'm gonna do it. Okay, I could see that. What happens with that a lot of times too is things keep happening. Let's say this. Say someone's like, oh, I'm gonna save up 10 grand, then I'm gonna do it. And then like every time they get close to 10 grand, something happens. Or is it really that big a jump from 9 grand to 10 grand? You know what I mean? So like, whatever you think works best for you or feels right to you, I say do. But the only problem I've seen is with quitting the job and in other areas, especially when it's financial, people end up never doing it because they never feel like they got to the right place financially. And it's just like, if you're this much off from your financial goal, do you really need to wait 2 more years? You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just hard. But I say ultimately go with what feels right. Go with what your gut, like So I would ultimately go with what feels right. If just taking the leap does not feel right, don't take it. Because obviously there's some other things you've got yet to put in place to make it feel right for you, you know. But if you're the type that you're just like, man, I can't do it. I can't do it much longer. I'm gonna go crazy if I don't do something different, But I think long walks, meditating, sitting with the question, asking people who actually know us, hey, what do you think would be a better, you know what I mean? Like just kind of really trying to figure it out for ourselves is the best way to get an idea of what will probably work best for us. Oops, look at Sean walking on the beach. About to be 48, just walking on the beach. Nothing wrong with that. That's the life right there. Delta's the best. I keep telling you. Alvin, yeah, I only travel Delta, so I've been on Frontier before, and I traveled American before. I think once, and I've done like Air Nippon Airlines and Korea Air because I had to because I was going out the country, um, and they do good service. But Delta's the one I picked. Victory, what up? Wow, that's crazy, Mike. That's crazy. They move your flight up. So you slept in. That's yeah, yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, Joseph, I'm still a minimalist. You should see my living room. If you saw my living room, you'd be like, this dude is nuts minimalist. But yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll ever not be a minimalist because I just don't like what would I buy? Just the ideal of accumulating lots of unnecessary possessions. I just it's just not who I am. So I don't think I could ever not be a minimalist because like I you know the only thing I really buy is like clothes and food and like my hobbies, So like, yeah, I'm just not a possessiony type of person. Like I just don't, it's just not me. AJ, what up? Hey, Victory, Hey, first and foremost, shout out to constructive criticism from good friends. Um, Here's the thing, like, I don't think you have to be at mastery level of your dreams. Like if you enjoy doing whatever it is you're doing and you don't want to give up doing it, keep doing it. Like if it's something that like you can just keep doing and keep enjoying, well, keep going. If you don't want to give up, don't give up. You know what I mean? Honda Accord life, okay. Miss Underhill, okay. Yeah, Joseph. Yeah, that's the argument. Like, should you pay off debt first or should you build an emergency fund? I think that's a personal one. I never really had a lot of debt, so I don't know. I think once again, that's personal preference. I don't really have a say one way or the other. I think either way, you're doing something positive for your finances, so your future finances. But I don't really know which one's better. Do I still take book recommendations? I mean, people give them to me sometimes. I don't always follow up on it, but I'm always down to hear about a book. I respect that opinion, Game of Cats. I don't hold the same opinion. I think that when you have good people in your life, they can be really helpful. Um, I think God has put the people I have in my life to help me, and vice versa. So I ask people, but I respect if you don't. Corland, what up? Greg, yeah. Start on that minimalism journey. Let's go. Get rid of that. Hey, by this time next year, you might have 2 bedrooms you can use. A whole new bedroom. Whole new bedroom. Rent that thing out on Airbnb, make some money. Not to mention, you sell all that stuff, 40 years of stuff. You sitting on some bread, brother. You sitting on some cake. Sell that. Let's get them coins. Let's go. Siam, how you doing? Yeah, Korean Air is cool. They do an okay job. I will say I don't know. Sometimes they come off a little cold. Respectful. I don't know. Maybe because I'm a foreigner, but sometimes they come off a little cold. But I mean, they're very nice, but it seems practiced to me. I could be wrong. Mike X7. I cannot still fit all my possessions in 2 suitcases. Close to it still, but I don't think I could fit them all in the 2 suitcases. No. Um, and that's what usually happens when I settle down for a little bit. I'll accumulate more stuff. But for example, I have an air fryer. I couldn't fit my air fryer in a suitcase. I got a rice cooker, stuff like that. So no, I couldn't. Now, if I left here and decided to start traveling again, I would get rid of all that stuff. So I could go to be 2 suitcase Timmy again. But currently, no, it wouldn't. June, I've never flown Spirit. No, no. And I hope to go to my grave saying that. Hopefully. Oh, it just changed the way you thought about it, Victory. I got you. I got you. I got you. Yeah, Greg, 2 whole bedrooms? You know? Yeah, it's amazing the things we can accumulate. I was watching so the BBC has this BBC archive channel on YouTube, and they show all their old shows from like 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and they were showing like a something about like from like 1986 about like women's like how women dressed in England, uh, and just like their wardrobes and things like that, and just like there was one girl on there who was like, I never throw clothes away. She's like, I have all my clothes I've ever had my entire life. I was just like, what? She's like, I don't throw any. And she had some huge house because she was like married to this rich Brazilian guy or whatever, of which you need a huge house to keep every piece of clothes you've ever owned. I was like, that's crazy. Anyway, hey, Gene, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Said Tim, happy late Valentine's. Thank you. I'll take that. Right back at you. Um, I don't think anybody, well, a couple of people at work sent me some Valentine's Day wishes. Like one lady was like, what you doing for Valentine's? I was like, I ain't celebrate Valentine's Day in over a decade. But I appreciate that, Gene. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take that. Thank you. Hope you had a good V Day too. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's go. We're here. Are all the holidays over for a while? When's the next holiday? Are we officially out of holiday season now? When's the next holiday? Siam, Coolworks is just a listing site. So Coolworks is like Indeed, ZipRecruiter, the local paper. They don't have any jobs. So like you don't work for Coolworks. They just list other people's jobs. So I have never. I mean, all jobs are created different, So I can't speak for every company on Coolworks, but I know the website Coolworks is reliable, but they don't actually have any jobs. They just list the jobs, and yes, there are year-round jobs on there. Black Hole taking February off. Nice, nice. Do it, do it. Moses, if money wasn't a question, which country would you live in? Probably America. Like I said, I've only been to 3 other countries, but I've never been out the country and wanted to stay out the country. So there's lots of countries I could move to and probably live in now. I just haven't. found what I want to, you know? So yeah, I don't know. I couldn't answer that. Money isn't the thing stopping me from going out the country. Um, I think I could figure out a way for the more inexpensive countries in the world to go there now. It's just finding a country that I want to. Yeah, I live in America because I like America. I know that's not popular these days, but like I said, whenever I'm out the country, I'm happy to come home. Like I like the United States. We got some problems we could fix, but so does every country. Might have a few more than most, but yeah, I like America. Like, I don't mind living here. Ninth, what up? What up, Ashley? Good to see you. Next holiday is tomorrow. St. Patrick. I can't. Oh, I can't with these holidays. President's Day, St. Patrick. Why can't we just live, bro? These holidays. Okay, I should tell me you should. People like holidays, let them have their thing. Okay. I didn't say my dreams, Duncan. No, you didn't miss it. I didn't. Nobody had asked. I didn't say my dreams. One of them, like I have my mottos. Like, well, here's one that I'm working on because I'm not living it right now. But I want a beautiful home base and a beautiful location um, that I can easily afford. That feels like home. That's one of my dreams. Like we're working on that one, and I'm very excited for when that one takes place. That's going to be amazing. I was talking to my sister yesterday, and I was just telling her that there's places that feel homey, but I don't think I've found a place yet that feels like home. So when I find that right home base, beautiful building, whatever, in a beautiful location, easily affordable, and the piece of it feeling like home. Like I'm excited for that. So that's a dream. That's a goal. That and that's one of those that I can't actively take steps towards it every day. All I can do is continue to believe that it's going to happen. So that was one of the goals I was sitting with today, and I try to sit with just knowing it's going to happen without knowing how it's going to happen or where it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. Just knowing it's going to happen, is enough for now. Ever listen to a podcast made me feel like I've accomplished something? Like I'm accompanying? Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the beauties of the internet is that we can watch a podcast or watch a live stream, and even though we're not in the same room, state, country, any type of vicinity of the people in it or the other people watching it, you feel part of something. I think we can feel the energy, of that's why I think live streams, you really kind of feel that way because the person is doing it at the same time you're watching it. And even if they're on the other side of the world, there's a different energy when you're watching it as they do it versus pre-recorded. But even, watching a video or watching a podcast, just knowing other people are watching it. That's why the comment section is so big. You feel part of something and not just sitting alone by yourself. So yeah, I've had that happen. Yeah, many times. Saint Abdullah Day is next holiday. Okay. Do I still like coffee? Yeah, winter I still like coffee. Yeah. Now I can't keep a coffee maker in the house. If I keep a coffee maker in the house, yeah, I'll drink too much, and I'll be going like you said, I'll be going crazy. So, um, I do enjoy finding a good coffee shop and my days off. Like when I go to work, I just get coffee from the gas station by the job, or I get it at work. But my days off, I do enjoy walking to the coffee shop, getting the coffee, walking back home. It's a vibe. And when I'm on vacation, I like getting coffees, different coffee shops, and um, I was in Sacramento. What the, bruh? Hang on one second. Sorry about that, folks. I keep forgetting to turn my notifications off for this work program when I'm not at work. And so they be sending stuff and they'll be sending stuff and it still alerts me. And I'm like, bro, I'm not there. Um, I'm that guy. I don't answer my phone about work stuff unless like I'm at work, unless it's like my direct boss, like, because I know she only gets in touch with me is important. With her, I'll answer. But anything else, no, 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 no. Unless it's a work phone, even then, no. Maybe if it was a work phone, but like on my own phone after I'm clocked out, no, no. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, coffee. Yeah, I love coffee. Yeah, I was in Sacramento. Like I just thought of I was trying to think of an example, but I don't know. There's this coffee shop in Sacramento that was near my Airbnb that I walked to, and like I don't know, it was a vibe. Nice people working there. Like I promise I'll go back one day and go to that same coffee shop. Yeah, Victor. I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. We pretend to care about mental health. I think because we feel we have to, less especially like corporations and. But at the end of the day, yeah, when you're really going through something, do people really care? I don't know. I mean, it's probably better though now than it was 20 years ago. I know for a fact that no one even pretended to care 20 years ago. So maybe in the pretending to care, some people learn to actually care, whereas back in the day, it was just you're crazy. So maybe it's a good thing we pretend to care and we talk about it and educate to some level about it, whereas before we didn't even do that. So Mark said, "I like America too." Nice. What's getting in the way of me finding a beautiful home base? I just have to find it. Like it just has to happen. You know what I mean? Like it's the same as if someone says, "Why haven't you met somebody yet?" It, it, it takes the proper alignment. So the alignment just hasn't like until I've like it's not one of those things I think you can and this is kind of my point. You don't always have to be actively doing something to work towards your goal. I don't think it works that way. Sometimes you can, but I think a lot of times it's just you set the intention, you have the belief. On the occasions you can do something, research something, look into something, you do. But honestly, I think just in the process of me living my best life, I'll cross paths with it. I'll be doing something one day and I'll be like, man, something just tells me to go here. And I'll go and boom, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think it's something like every single day. Like, cause like what could I do? You know, like I do research stuff and look into stuff and I'll watch people's videos about places and I've kind of I get on chat gpt sometimes like what are some good places I might want to live and I cross-reference walkability, public transportation, low crime, so I research like places I might want to go next, things of that nature. But like there's not something every day I can do to make it. Like you can't make things happen all the time. um so yeah, I just kind of when it's time, it'll be time. I don't really think anything's standing in the way. I just think it hasn't happened yet, you know. No, I don't really do latte, Sean. No, I'm black coffee, 4 sugars all day. Well, here's the thing, Army Marine. I personally, if you're not gonna have an address, I would look into mail forwarding services because in a lot of states they can be like your actual legal address. So I would look into that. Um, yeah, they give you an address, they take your mail, and that's good, especially if you're going to be doing seasonal work because you want all your important work, tax documents, whatever, to go to like one address. Um, Because if you're doing seasonal work and you're changing jobs every 5, 6 months, if you put that employee housing address on stuff and then you go somewhere else, by the time they start sending out tax documents, you ain't gonna be there. So that was the way I went. I got a mail forwarding service. So all my mail goes to one place. That's the address I use on everything. Um, and then go on the website and request my mail, and they'll send it to wherever I'm at. Um, so that way, yeah, nothing gets sent to somewhere I'm not, or yeah. So anything that needs an address, I just put my mail forwarding service address. So yeah, and it's worked out for me. I think it's like $14 a month or something. The one I have, I don't like this about it, but they take $100 off your debit card or credit card, and then when it runs out, they just recharge it for another 100. I don't like that because they don't tell you; they just take it. So there's been a couple times they emailed me. It was like, "Hey, we came for that hundo and didn't get nothing," so I had to just move some money around. But yeah, I think a mail forwarding service probably is one of the best ways, in my opinion, to go. Wait, Wilkins, I have not watched the Olympics. No, no. Thoughts on Buy Nothing? I'm all for the Buy Nothing rebellion, um, but like I'm not a one in, one out. Like I don't think me personally, I don't think you have to be that strict about it. You know what I mean? Now some people do. They keep an inventory. They only want 13 things, one in, one out. It's not that serious to me. I just don't buy a lot of stuff I don't need. So like, and I will admit, occasionally I might buy something I don't need. Not a big deal. You know what I mean? But because I know like it's not a problem. You know what I mean? So like, if twice a year I buy something and I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have bought that. So I personally don't. You know, I'm not that strict with it. I can only have 25 things. Like I don't. But I respect people who do that. Go for it. Montana Slacks rented a camper van, falling in love with it. Nice. Lake Powell Horseshoe Bend. I've been there. I've been there. That's awesome. Lake Powell is amazing. I did a video there. Horseshoe Bend is cool too. Yeah. That's an awesome part of the country out there. And I'm glad you're enjoying the camper van. Glad you're enjoying it. Nice. And thanks for the update. I like that. Have fun. Enjoy Arizona. Miss Underhill, you like going back to the same coffee shops in different cities? Me too. Yeah, that's a vibe. Duncan, I think I don't know. I don't know what the aha moment will look like. I think I'll just play. Oh, this is it. You know. Typically, when I don't have as much an aha moment. Like a lot of times, I'm just like, oh, it's when I'm doing it. Like when something falls into place, I'm usually like, oh, okay, cool, because like you don't really know. It's fallen into place, but you're still not sure. I find myself having moments like after I'm doing something or after it's kind of worked out that I'm just like, man, this is amazing. I'm like, life is amazing, bro. Like, so those are the kind of moments. Less aha, I'm more just like, you know. But I'm sure it'll be amazing. Like, but like I won't know it's the right home base until like I get there and it works out, and I'm like, oh man, I want to live here. You know, I mean, I've had places that came close. My employee housing this summer came close. Like it was some awesome, probably the best employee housing I've had. It came close. The only problem was the job wasn't entirely what I was looking for, but it came close. Like, yeah, yeah, it was a good summer housing wise. Like, yeah. Ninth, I'm living good. Can't complain. How about you? No, yeah. I didn't know about mail forwarding services either until I forget how I came across it. It might have been Bob Wells. Um, But yeah, I looked into it and I was like, man, I think that'll work for me. And so um, just did my research, found one that I wanted to go with. They sent me out the paperwork. I had to have a notary because like you have to give them the power to like take your mail. It's legally binding. You know what I mean? So like you have to have like legal documents signed and notarized to say that like this place can take my mail. And they also can like open it for you. I didn't spring for this package, but they have the ones where like they'll open it for you and scan it so you can see it. And then if you don't want it, they'll destroy it. And if you want it, they'll send it to you. I didn't spring for that because I'm like, I'm not that fancy. I don't get mail like that. Just send me everything. But yeah, I had a mobile notary came out to my seasonal job, and we sat in the lobby. You know what I mean? And we signed the paperwork, and I gave her $35 or whatever, and like send it off, and like boom, So yeah, it's something. Yeah, I had never heard of either. But yeah, it's worked out pretty good for me. What if they don't forgive you? Who? What if they with who don't forgive you, Stephanie? You mean like if something happens in life and the person doesn't forgive you? Um, they don't have to, you know? Forgiveness is a gift. If I've wronged someone, um, and they decide not to forgive me, that's their right, you know? They don't have to, which is why self-forgiveness is so important because that's a gift I give myself. So regardless of whether the other person forgives me, I can get to a point where I forgive myself. And that's all you can do. But people don't have to like if we mess up in life, sometimes you won't be forgiven. Friendships are ruined, relationships are ruined. People have the right not to forgive us, we that's the price we pay for what we did. Like I think we have to, you know, there are times in life and it doesn't feel good, right? Where like we just have to accept what comes with what we did. And I think those are the ones we learn from the most. Like, you know what I mean? The ones where like 10 years later, you still haven't talked to that person. That person still don't talk to you. You learn not to do that no more. And that doesn't mean, like I said, we can't forgive ourselves. We can't move on from it. We can't grow. We can't learn from it. And 10 years from now, it might not even be something we think about that much. But yeah, there isn't a fix for every, there isn't you can't wipe the slate clean for everything in life. And I think that's something is good to remember these days because society is always trying to sell us something to fix everything. And it's just like sometimes you just got to sit with it, you know? Um, and it's not fun. But like, you know, that's life. And sorry to hear you're going through something. Sorry to hear that. Sorry. I hope you get through it soon. Definitely put up some prayers for you. I mean that. I'm gonna write that down right now. Write that down on my notepad. Cool, cool, cool. These are, I mean, it's kind of Magic School Bussy. I think they're more like caravan kind of those old caravan kind of cars. I don't know. Thank you. Glad you like it. Trav, what up? Yeah, I definitely can say from experience, especially when I was a drinking man. You know, I wore a lot of L's. I took a lot of L's, and I had to wear them. You know what I mean? But I'm happy with that because I feel like I've grown from that. You know, and that's really what matters. But yeah, in life we're not perfect, and I think that's part of it too. We're, we're not perfect. None of us are. We're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna mess up. It's what we do after that that like matters. Like we've already made the mistake. We've already screwed up. All we can do after that is what we can do, you know? And yeah, I think it's a sign of growth, sign of maturity to, you talk to old people, elderly people sometime, and they'll get that look. That yeah, if only back in 73. But they learn from it, like that's that. I feel like that was a lesson I'm really appreciate starting to learn in life. Is like sometimes you just got to sit with it. Society wants to sell you a pill and give you a course and you can fix anything. Sometimes, we mess up and that's okay. Like there's nothing you can do that millions of other humans have not done. Right? A lot of them don't talk about it. People don't tell you, which I wish we did more of that. But there's nothing we can do that millions of other humans have not already done. If it couldn't be done, you couldn't have done it. So, but if it can be done, other people have done it too. That'll make it right. That'll mean we don't have to, deal with the consequences. But like, it's not like we're monsters. It's not like we're horrible people. Things happen, If you hear any banging, it's my upstairs neighbors making noise. And I'm learning to sit with that. And you're welcome, Stephanie. Joel, I do agree. Or Joe, excuse me, Joe. I do think it takes energy to hold a grudge. Here's the thing. There's a difference. We have to be honest. There's a difference between holding a grudge and not forgiving. There's a difference between holding a grudge and not forgiving. Someone can just decide not to forgive you. That doesn't mean they're holding a grudge. They may never think about it anymore. They just decide not to forgive you. Holding a grudge, I think, is different. Like holding a grudge means you're actually holding on to it. And you're just like, you're still thinking about it. I think some people just move on and, but once again, that's their right, If I wrong you, I can't dictate how you respond to me wronging you. Because we wouldn't be having this conversation if I didn't mess up, But I do think forgiveness is the better path. And I know when I've forgiven people, I felt so much better, and it just kind of totally made the situation go away. And there was times, you forgive somebody and you'll get back to being friends and all is forgotten, there's other times too where you forgive somebody and you're still like, but it's still done. It's still done, but I don't know. I think the main message is that like, we're human. We make mistakes. It's okay. So does everybody else. Yeah. We're not perfect. We came up with the concept of perfection because it doesn't exist. It's sci-fi. It's sci-fi. Like perfection, it's science fiction. It doesn't exist. We made it up. We made it up, and now we try to live up to it. Like, but it doesn't like it. There's no such thing. It shouldn't even be a word. Like, what does it even mean? Perfection. You know what I mean? Like, how do you define perfection? Like, for real. Because it doesn't exist. Like, I don't know. Is it, these are the types of things I think about. This type of stuff that goes on in my head. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you tuning in. I think I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I probably should start to get a little dinner, figure out what I'm doing this evening. Might head to bed a little early tonight, just to get a good night's sleep, get back up, go to work tomorrow. Um, yeah, so I think an hour and a half. I think this is a good solid stream. I want to thank y'all for spending time with your boy. Thank you so much for the comments, for the questions, tuning in. Big shout out to the Super Chat Squad. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate the abundance. Definitely going to say prayers for the people we said we're going to say prayers for. Yeah, just enjoy the rest of my evening. Hopefully you do the same. Enjoy your evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you're at in the world. I genuinely love each and every one of y'all. I wish you prosperity, abundance, love, joy, your dreams. Everybody who's going through something, please keep going through it. You're going to get through it. This too shall pass. We'll talk again soon.